Hello and welcome back to another article reveal live stream where Fantasy Flight Games gave us some more information about our favorite game, and Villain Theory and I get to ooh and all over it. I am here with Villain Theory. How you doing?
I'm doing really good. As usual, we're recording Shadow of the Cast, and suddenly there's an article. We thought we were safe. We weren't recording last week when there was an article. We thought we dodged it. We thought the curse slash, I don't know, gift was broken. And here it is, happened again. So excited to talk about this very green character.
Yeah, very green. It does, Darth Raven, mean that we were in the middle of a Shadow of the Cast, so there is going to be a new episode. We were talking all about the lore behind the game. Villain Theory has been deep diving into some comic books, and so I've been picking his brain about Marvel Comics and how that ties into Marvel Champions. Loving the discussion, and he had this like real fun question where he asked me what I thought about Hulkling, and I did not know, and so I'm going to answer him after this stream. So I honestly I had no expectation of this dropping today at all. I thought I thought since we got Tiger last week, we were gonna have a couple weeks before we went into Hulkling. But I'm very excited. What do you think is going to be happening with this green non-Hulk character?
Yeah, so he's not Gamma. We've been told that. It's been made abundantly clear. Even though he's called Hulkling and he's green, whatever. We know he's a shapeshifter, so I assume form changing. Beyond that, I'm not sure. He's got wings. I'm expecting some aerial stuff. I don't know if we'll get new aerial aspect cards though, so I'm not expecting that. I'm expecting something a little bit crazy. Very, very, very different to Tigra is what I'm hoping for. We'll see how that shakes out.
Yeah, in the initial Civil War article, they talked about how he was going to be built with a protection precon. So I think that's what I'm really excited for is just more green cards. That's my favorite aspect, but I'm also pretty pumped to see how he plays into that archetype. So, without further ado, let's see what's going on. So, back in June, we revealed the scenarios for Civil War, the new customizable expansion from Marvel Champions. We showed off Tigra, and now it's time to take another look at the other hero in the box, which is Hulkling, the young shape-shifting young Avenger. So that's kind of crazy. So Teddy Altman, what does Teddy do?
He can recover for 4, a little bit beyond normal, which is good. His alter ego traits kind of going a little bit crazy here. Do you see? Do you see what I'm seeing? Kree
Kree and
and
Skrull.
Skrull.
That's kind of crazy. That's exciting.
I feel like that's going to fight Space Knight for lack of support. But that's really fun. That's really interesting. You cannot have more than one shapeshift upgrade in play. That has me curious. So it seems like maybe he's not a form guy so much, but he's got these like upgrades that are his shapeshifting. But I guess we'll find out. His shape changer ability is an action which says search your deck and discard pile for a shapeshift upgrade and add it to your hand. Limit once per round. So I'm getting very much like Tigra. Search for Hunted from your deck and discard pile. He searches for a shapeshift upgrade from his deck and discard pile, but presumably that will work very differently. 5 hand size and alter ego. Hold up.
That's
That's
not great.
unusual.
Yeah.
But also, I'm just going to look across quickly. 5 in hero form. So he's got 5 and 5, which I think might be a first. And a pretty juicy 13 hit points. So one below the limited stamina threshold, but still very good amount of hit points.
I was like, I would almost like prefer to have 12 just from like a moral standpoint. Like, I was like, we're so close to playing Unshakable, but nope. We are sitting here at 13. Oh my goodness. Okay. It's also kind of interesting because I was expecting someone along the lines of like Spectrum or Vision, where you have like these form shifting heroes, or Shadowcat, where it's a permanent upgrade and then you're shifting through like different forms. His forms seem to be in his deck, which is pretty interesting and different.
Yeah, I'm curious about that. And I do we have a hero with 13 hit points already? Because I know we have a couple at 12. We have
I don't
several
think
at
so.
14, one at 15. 13 feels quite unique.
I think this is the first 13-point hero. Hulk is at 18, She-Hulk's at 15. We have a ton at 14. But yeah, no, I don't think we have any 13.
Hmm.
That's kind of
Well,
fun.
hopefully hopefully he's a good one to start that trend. Hopefully he's a fun hero. I am intrigued to start with.
Yeah. So Chad is saying that we're going to be really excited for some of these green cards. So I'm pumped about that.
The protection cards are always like the best ones these
Yep.
days. They're so good.
Yeah, they're just trolling us now with 13 HP. Nice. Okay, so no idea what these shapeshift cards are, but let's go ahead and flip over because he discovered his shapeshifting powers and now he uses those abilities to protect his home as the young hero Hulkling. Hulkling has the domineering stat line of 111. You gotta love it. So good. And he has a Avenger, Kree, and Scroll tag. So strength and diversity already hitting real hard with just his hero card out. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's actually really good for
Yeah.
Hulkling. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think the Avenger tag is really important and really like, you know, that's a really good tag to have. You get Quinn Carrier, you get all of the Avenger only allies. So happy to see that. Korean Scroll.
It's interesting they put that Ultra Ego and on Hero side. I wonder if there's going to be something that interacts with it, or if it's just there to be thorough.
Yeah. So choose shape as a forced response after a shapeshift upgrade enters play under your control. Discard each other shapeshift upgrade you control and ready Hulkling. Okay. So you get to go find it in Alter Ego, and then you get to put it into play, discarding everything else, which kind of goes along with that Alter Ego note where you can only have one of them in play at a time. But you get to play it, and then you get to ready Hulkling. So you do have a ready already. This is not once per round or phase. So if you have, I guess, multiple shape forms, you could ready multiple times. Helps with the protection build. If you've defended, you get to ready and kind of use that basic stat. Though with a 1/1/1, I'm not super thrilled about the ready, to be honest.
The upgrades have got to boost that stat line, right? That's like a foundation for sure. I kind of like this idea though. If I'm Ultra Ego, I can shape changer, find the shapeshift upgrade, so I've got like an extra card in my hand in a way. But in hero form, if I play that upgrade and then it enters play, let's say I just drew one of those in my hero hand size when I started the turn, I'm gonna get like a ready from it. So that's kind of fun. And if I get it in Ultra Ego and flip to hero, then I get kind of like the best of both abilities. So that might be quite like something nice for turn one or something. I don't know. I like it though.
Yeah, I'm also assuming that we're gonna get modified, like our form changes or whatever are gonna modify these stat lines. But also you can just exhaust for 4 to recover an Alter Ego, which that's pretty decent. Like a 4 recovery is pretty solid. So that's
combos nicely with the hit points as well. Sometimes you get like a higher recovery character, but then you have like 10 hit points, and it's a bit more awkward. Maybe like Miss Marvel has 5 recovery and 10 hit points.
Yeah.
13 is going to be a little bit more easy to manage. But I want to see some of these changes, these shapeshifts. I've kind of inadvertently read the first one's name, so I'm kind of excited.
Nice. Well, let's go, or let's just look into it. His kit contains 4 shapeshift upgrades, so that helps with that, each with a different focus. For example, the Hulk shape, since you read ahead, tell us what it does. Oh, well, Hulk shape is big. And oh my gosh, okay, I just got excited. Anyways, continue, please.
I was going to say, I haven't looked at the card, but I looked at the name. I like the art. I like the name. It's a 2-cost upgrade, but interestingly, I've just skipped down. It's an upgrade with 2 resource symbols. So it's a double resource as well as an upgrade. Like, that's really interesting. But it says shapeshift trait, and Hulkling gets +2 attack and +1 defense, which would make him a 3 attack, 2 defense character, which is pretty nice. And it has the response: after you play an event, exhaust Hulk shape, deal 2 damage to an enemy. That's pretty nice too. So you play an event, get 2 extra damage on top of it. Can I like play this turn 1 and just keep it the whole game and be like a basic attacker? I'm curious to see if he's going to be incentivized to keep changing. But this is a good form. 3 attack, could also be 2 resources. Very nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this feels real good for the cost. Also, what I kind of envision my play line being, whatever shape I'm in, say it's Hulk shape, I can attack for 3, I can play an event, deal 2 damage, exhaust this, swap it out. Then I assume that we're going to have something like exhaustible abilities on our other shapeshift cards, which readies Hulkling. Then we have another one going, and we can just kind of like get a lot of value out of these cards. I can't believe that it has a double resource on it too. That's really fun. That kind of makes me want to switch them in and out.
It kind of makes me want to maybe switch them less and spend it from my hand. Actually, I'm gonna say like if I've got one in play and I've got a double one that could be double resource, maybe I'd spend it on something else. I don't know. Maybe he'll be rewarded, maybe by like an upgrade or something when he changes form. I'm curious, but this is physical resources. Presumably, the next one's gonna have energy, then mental, and maybe wild. I'm not sure,
That could
but
be
that's
kind
what
of
I
crazy.
would guess.
This also makes a lot more sense why he only has 5 hand size if he can just tutor double every single turn in alter ego.
Oh, that's really strong because it's your deck and discard pile.
Yeah.
Oh, yep,
So
making a lot of sense.
yep. So you can go grab it to play it, or you can grab it to use it for money, which is really cool. That's awesome.
Yep.
Or like the Sheepy is saying, you can just spend it, grab it. So like if you have it in your hand, use it to pay for an ally or something, then pull it right back to hand and play it for what it itself. That's really cool. That's really
There's
really cool.
there's some interesting combos, right? I'm just looking on his hero side. There's no like limit. So after a shapeshift upgrade and display it under your control, discard each other shapeshift upgrade you control and ready Hulkling. If I was like change for like play another shapeshift upgrade again, I could ready up again like a second time that turn, right? So if I happen to just draw two, or have one, find another one alter ego, I can like ready multiple times potentially after I flip down,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Is what I'm seeing here. There could be some kind of combos going on here. Definitely very intriguing. I really like this so far. So far, I have a very good feeling about Hulkling.
Yeah. And we've only looked at one of his cards. That's so
Yeah,
cool. So that grants him a boost to his attack and defense while also allowing him to ping enemies for some extra damage. While the intimidation shape, now that feels like a attack one as well, but the intimidation shape
I think it's
is,
imitation.
oh, that makes a lot more sense. Imitation, yeah, okay. Yeah. I don't read good. This is why you're the expert in comics. Um
Yeah, they have a lot of pictures.
They do have a lot of pictures, yeah. So the intimidation shape, I'm gonna just stick with it. We'll roll with it. I have a hard time admitting that I'm incorrect. Is a 2 cost upgrade. This one has the double mental resource, so kind of follows that same line. Hulkling gets +2 thwart, bringing him to a 3/1/1. As a forced interrupt, when a enemy would attack you, it schemes instead. That seems not great. After you play an event, exhausted to draw a card.
Yeah, so when an enemy would attack you, it schemes instead. This is very much from the Nick Fury playbook. It kind of feels like that.
Mm-hmm.
But, there's no threat gained, given back to you, but you get +2 4. I mean, maybe kind of like the way this card is going to be used is I'm going to play it, get to a fort for free, then maybe I go Ultrigo. They would have schemed anyway. Or, I'm going to try and change it out faster kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the card draw is nice. I suppose maybe that's kind of the balancing factor here. Card draw is maybe a little bit more desirable than 2 damage. Arguable, though. 2 damage reliably is nice from the other forms response. But yeah, I definitely don't like that forced interrupt.
Yeah, the forced interrupt is tough, especially like true solo. Um, so it'll be interesting, but it would be really great to be able to get this onto the table, draw a card, get a 3 thwart, then swap it out with another one, and kind of avoid that forced interrupt. That seems pretty good. No feet saying that
There's
Maria's looking really sus of Teddy in this art.
That is true. I do kind of like the art. Like he's shapeshifting to somebody else. Like it's sorry, that is like the very scroll part, right?
Yeah.
I'm curious here if there's something you could do, like if you're playing like solo and you've got a very confused heavy deck.
Mm.
Sometimes you'll start alter ego, flip down, confuse the enemy, and that confuse will be kind of unused until next time when you flip back to alter ego. But with this, it could be used immediately. Then you can confuse again. So any confused cards you draw, in the next turn would be, have a valid target, shall we say? So maybe there's something here because with Nick Fury's stealth form, he wants the enemy to scheme so he can steal some of their threat. Whereas
Mhm.
here, you don't care about that. Although, admittedly, you would have 3 thwart base stat, which might be too much if the enemy's confused a lot. So I don't know. But definitely an interesting card. Double mentor, pretty nice.
Yeah.
Very curious about this.
And like that's the great thing is that even if you are playing true solo and you don't feel like you can handle the extra schemes, it's a double mental. It's another double. Like it's good. Like there are heroes that we consider good that have extra doubles in their deck that don't do anything. So that's nice. He looks really
Mm.
fun. Totally agree. Okay, so that's the intimidation shape. Uh, helps
Imitation.
thwarting schemes and drawing extra cards after playing an event. His armored shape. Now this is the one that
Correct.
I feel like I'm going to be sitting in my protection build. What does armored do?
Ooh. Um, Surely it gives defense. So yeah, 2 cost upgrade. This one has different resources I would just shout out,
Yeah,
so it's already broken my expectation. A physical and an energy. That's kind of interesting for
sick.
some existing cards, which, discard a card if it's these resources, so on and so forth. But what we want to know what it actually does is Hulkling gets +1 attack, +2 defense, and gains 1 retaliate. That's kind of cool. So 3 defense and retaliate. As somebody who's grumpy about defense, I'd much rather have the other stats. Getting the defense and retaliate, kind of a nice sweetener here. I'm actually really, I like this more than I thought. And as a hero response, after you play an event, heal 2 damage, exhaust a card, heal 2 damage from Hulkling. So, gonna keep you really topped up in health, and gonna make you a good defender, and gonna hurt the villain a bit with that retaliate. I kind of like this.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, so I don't know how much I care about the response. So it's a weird thing to have on the card, because if I have 3 defense, am I defending but okay with taking damage, or am I going the full perfect defense route? If I'm defending to and still taking damage, then I don't have a basic activation. What do you think?
I like this more than you on multiple fronts. So there's
Okay.
the kind of way you could play Hulkling potentially, because I haven't seen all of his cards, etc., where you dance through the forms. So maybe I go down to low health, then I armor up, I start healing while defending a lot, and then when my health's back up, I change to a more aggressive form kind of thing. That could be
Mm.
one
Okay.
approach rather than
Okay.
build into protection. The other is in multiplayer. I defend for one player, I let the attack hit me, and I heal it up.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
multiplayer maybe takes, yeah.
As well as minions too, right? So you can hold on to
Oh
some
yeah.
minions, tank the minions, and then heal from that
Oh
attack. So that's true. Okay.
yeah. As soon as you said minions, my brain went, oh, change of fortune, retaliate, kind of guaranteed from turn 1 with a shape changer. That seems kind of interesting. So
And
yeah,
if
okay. So yeah, there's definitely different approaches.
and if you have a minion on the table that hits you for 2, which is pretty standard, as long as you're playing an event, it's effectively like not having that minion on the table until they run themselves
Yeah,
into your retaliate, and then you can change a fortunate.
yeah. Okay, I'm very intrigued by this. I think this against all odds, maybe it's I did like Hulk shape, but yeah, this is a very nice. I keep saying form upgrade. Um, I like this one.
Yeah, it's interesting. No Feet had a really, really cool comment. Slap a clarity of purpose on them. Use cards that damage the hero for a benefit, because then you get to heal. Okay, that's
Yep.
sick. I like that. That's fun.
Yeah.
What doesn't kill me is a heal 4 and ready. That's cool. Okay, well, this is
Yeah.
exciting. He provides a hefty boost where I'm kind of surprised that we got all of the forms. I was kind of expecting them to hold back one of them at least, but here we are. We got them all.
Hmm.
The winged shape gives him a +1 to all of his stats, so a +1 thwart, attack, and defense, as well as the aerial traits. Also costs 2. It comes in with a lightning and a mental resource, and as a hero response after you play an event, exhaust wing shape and remove 2 threat from a scheme. This feels really good.
This feels maybe better, at least in a solo perspective, than the threat removal, the +2 for threat control, right? Because
Yeah.
now you're not making the enemy scheme extra, and just taking the ping 2 threat off of a scheme. And that hero response, and we should clarify this also goes for Hulk shape with its damage, bypassing status cards. So Hulk
Mm-hmm.
shape's damage isn't an attack. This one's threat removal in its response doesn't count as fort, so ignores confuse. Yeah, +1 to all stats is just a really nice thing to have. Aerial, really nice thing to have.
Mm.
And because of the all trigger ability, you can guarantee having this on turn 1. Because a lot of characters where you build like an aerial deck for, maybe the upgrade that makes them aerial doesn't turn up for a while. Side schemes definitely help, but it's not a perfect, it's not like, oh, you just guarantee having it turn 1. Whereas this, you kind of can. Be curious to see if he's motivated to change between these forms, because maybe then you don't want to build a whole aerial deck. But yeah, I like this. 2 threat removal, pretty nice.
Yeah. All of them, all of the shapeshift forms feel good. So like I think there's going to be a couple of ways that you can play him. You can build into one, right? You go full aerial, use the others as extra doubles, and you just have a very, very rich hero. or you go into swapping them out periodically because you also get that free ready. And so they're kind of
Yeah.
incentivizing you to try and switch them out so you don't kind of get pigeonhole yourself into one of these builds, which I think is a really fun way to do that. Interesting.
Yeah, the readying is interesting because with winged shape and armored shape, you have lower stats overall to use in the hero phase because you have like 2 attack or 2 4. Um, but then they kind of got nice effects, and then the other ones maybe imitation shape and Hulk shape maybe better to change into in hero form. The imitation shape might punish you in the villain phase. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on here, and I'm very curious, but I'm very excited by this. I like everything I've seen.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite shape?
Ooh, all the possibilities we discussed for armored shape really hyped me up. But I think Hulk shape, just look at the art for it, like, and getting base free attack stat and then dealing 2 damage when I play an event. I didn't expect him to be a very event heavy character, but he definitely feels like a very event motivated character. Wants to play one a turn to at least to trigger one of these shapeshift upgrades. Feels like he's be very dynamic, and yeah, I like damage, so I guess we're gonna go for Hulk shape. You?
Yeah. I
I know
I'm
what you're gonna
interested.
go for.
I think I'm most interested in armor shape. The wing shape is really interesting to me because like I think it's gonna be fun to build into the threat removal from wing shape being kind of your main threat reduction, and then seeing what card slots that I would normally put into a deck that would be dedicated to taking out threat. I can probably skew those a little bit more into a different direction. I'm kind of excited to see kind of what that opens up.
Yeah.
Ooh, Griffin says octagon is their favorite shape, so I do like octagon. That's really funny.
Great shape.
Yeah. Um, Interesting that we don't have a double lightning. I guess shape.
There's no
That's
double mental.
there's a double mental. Um,
There
uh,
is?
yeah, the
Oh, yes. Okay. Yes, you're correct. Yes. Okay. No double energy. Yeah. Weird.
yeah. Someone else brought it up. I forgot who said it, but someone else is like Spectrum is going to be really interesting here with the new leadership ally who likes multiple resources under her to get multiple different benefits. And so I think that's kind of a really fun shout. So we can get like, I think lightning is hit points and punches like attack. And so she could come in with like 5 hit points, 3 attack, just with the armor shape.
Yeah, that's
That's
good.
pretty cool.
That's good. I think the other ally like that is maybe like Adam Warlock.
Mm,
Or would Legion get the double bonus from this as well, maybe, if this is discarded from the top kind of thing? Um
I would
I think he
assume so.
might.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
assume
cool.
so. That's cool. Nice. Okay, Mark. Yeah, it's kind of like rocket salvage. Yeah. Okay, so regardless of whether he's an alter ego or hero form, Hulkling will only ever be able to have one of these shapeshift upgrades in play. Oh, these are the only. Are these the only cards we're getting? Oh wait, no, just kidding.
I
Hold
think
on.
there might be more.
Yeah, I was like, geez, wow. I saw the tops of these. I thought they were the protection cards, like how they'll put like the protection cards here. I was like, wow, that's a shorter article. Okay, let him search your deck and discard power for whichever upgrade you want and add it to your hand. That's some insane flexibility. I feel like that right there is just gonna make him a really strong hero already.
I feel like the 10-1 might be a bit slow because I've got 5 cards in hand. I find one of these, then I have to spend 2 cards in it, and suddenly I don't have any cards left to set anything else up. And the way I'm reading what they're putting here is that the ability on what form you've chosen is kind of almost like your hero ability,
Mm,
and the chosen shape ability is if you need to switch, like in an emergency or like to solve something. It's kind of
yeah,
like, but I get the impression here, and maybe this is why they've all got double resources on them. You can pick one at the start of the game, play that. That's your card, and then the other ones aren't useless because they're double resources, that kind of thing.
yeah,
I mean, of course, you could also switch them if you need them, but if you didn't, they would serve a purpose that way. So I'm liking this a lot. This it feels really good. I kind of like that the chosen shape is kind of a almost a backup or kind of a refund on having to change it out just to change up your stats. Um, Feels very dynamic. Feels like I can have a game plan, but I can adapt. And I don't know. I'm really excited for this character.
yeah. He seems really cool. Even outside of their stat boost, Shapeshift upgrades provide plenty of tools for Hulkling to work with, since they all have 2 resource icons he can use unwanted shapes to pay for other cards, such as events like Shapeshifter Strike. Villain,
Ooh.
what is this? I assume it's an event do. Nice, I was right.
Yes. this is a 2-cost attack event. Also has the superpower trait. Might be a superpower character. Not sure. I'm interested that his upgrades don't have the superpower trait because it definitely feels like a superpower
Mm-hmm.
to
Mm-hmm.
in shape. But nonetheless, this card here, it has a hero action to attack, deal 5 damage to an enemy, which is about what we'd expect from a 2-cost event. But also ready your shapeshift upgrade. That feels good. That feels really good.
It feels really good and makes me think that he's gonna love some of these zero cost events, right? Because
Yeah.
this is 3 effective resources. He has 5 cards, maybe like 1 cost events as well. But if you want to double up on the use of though, it's kind of awkward actually, right? Right, because it has to be exhausted for you to get a benefit out of, or get the additional benefit to ready it, and then you have to play another. So am I thinking about this correctly, that you kind of have to play 3 events to?
Wait, yeah.
That's kind of weird.
It's response after you play an event. Well, that typically means you have to conclude the whole
Yeah,
playing of it.
yeah,
So yeah, you'd have to play 3 events.
that's
I
hard.
mean, maybe he's got something to help that. We'll see, but that definitely seems difficult so far. But two costs for 5 damage still isn't bad. Like this is a playable card.
Hmm.
But yeah, the readying, I'm curious about.
I guess if you are playing protection and you exhaust it by playing like a defensive event like desperate defense in the villain phase, then you get all of the benefits for that. And then if you triggered unflappable or change of fortune or something where you've gotten to kind of run your
Mm,
protection engine, then you have the ability to, or you just have more cards to play. You could.
yeah.
He's probably going to be a fairly rich hero with his doubles. Clarity of purpose feels really good. No
Definitely
fee.
feeling like the 0 cost events and like 1
Yeah,
cost is definitely becoming more and more necessary.
yeah. Only 2 events, right? Because you can use the response on shape. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's how that would work. So it's exhausted. You can play Shapeshifter Strike with it exhausted, and then it
Ah,
readies,
yes.
and you can follow the response. Good call. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That makes way more sense. Okay. We're not very good at this game. Uh, okay, I see the sequencing. That makes a lot more sense. So this would be like the second part of the combo.
So this, if
Cool,
you have
cool, cool.
Hulkling shape out, this is 2 costs for 7 damage, and 5 and 2 split however you want.
Yeah, I like that
That's good.
significantly.
That's good. Yeah, good shout, no feet. Yep, good shout. Okay, okay. Where's his downside? Would you
I think
do?
this turn 1 is lesser impact. That's what I'm going with. Because
Yeah,
5 cards, yeah, sick fun, but then basically 3 of them kind of go away to set up your turn 1. Like a slower turn 1, he just seems very good and versatile.
yeah. And like your turn 1 doesn't have to be super impactful because you have 13 hit points, right? If you don't have a chump blocker, you just
Hmm,
take the
true.
hit, right? Like I mean, outside of very few scenarios, I think 13, if you don't even defend, you'll probably survive every single first villain encounter.
I even on like 10 HP characters, I will very often just take the first attack of my hero just so I can
Yeah.
set up more quicker. There are some exceptions, but yeah, I that 13 is already quite. I don't want to say generous, but it's definitely like a buffer that you can use.
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading
Okay.
Hulkling again. So I guess like on turn 1, if you're playing a shapeshift upgrade, you do get a free 1 ping, 1 thwart if you want, because you get to ready as soon as
Yeah,
you play the first one. It's not good, but I was trying to read to see if I had to discard 1 to get the ready, or if just playing it got me the ready, and just playing it gets you the ready. So
yeah,
yay!
yeah. I mean that's can be useful though. A lot of these like studying minions will have a tough on them. That's pretty common. I think you can also not every main scheme, but most of them these days start with at least 1 threat on them.
True.
So there's something for it to do that gives you that little advantage. So yeah, I mean that's a good shout.
Yeah. Uh, This in turn works well with each upgrade's inherent hero response that triggers when you play an event. Any event signature. Otherwise, this means playing Shapeshifter Strike with Hulk shape turns into 7. Yep, there we go. Okay, good job. Yeah, read the article, Nelson. It tells you how to play the game. While playing something like Impersonation, which is actually just intimidation. Um,
No,
Impersonation is a 2-cost event, superpower as well. And so maybe death focusable. Remove 4 threat from a scheme. If this removes the last threat from that scheme, you may change to alter ego form.
Ooh, more form changing.
That's cool, because then you get to go grab a free double.
That's really good for Hulkling. Yeah, so it's for justice, but if it's removes a final point, even if you like overfought by 1, maybe even 2, I don't know, being able to flip down and get a double and then just flip back, but also use any alter ego shenanigans you might have. I don't know if he has an alter ego support yet or anything. Just seems good.
Yeah.
You could recover for 4 potential. Ooh, actually, am I right in reading this? Let me. Yeah. So his Hulk shape is that the same as imitation form? Yeah. So they have hero responses. So if you go to Rodrigo, you wouldn't be able to use their response. Is that correct?
Oh. Yep. So remove 4 threat from a scheme. This removes the last threat from that scheme. You may change to alter ego form. Correct. So you would not be able to. Interesting. Which I guess like is fine, because a lot of the times you're going to be triggering them off of a different event. They are exhaustible triggers. Is I guess what
if
I'm
it's
trying
already
to say.
exhausted, you don't miss any. If you already exhausted it, it doesn't matter. But if this is the event you're playing that turn, yeah, I mean, getting that double though is so good, and just alter ego access that I don't think it's. I think it's maybe a little bit more balanced.
Yeah.
I like this. I think this is flexible, and given that he's got a 3 forwarding form and a 2 forwarding form that can ping 2 threat removal off with an event, if he doesn't play this, it's not the end of the world. It feels like so. I think I like this card.
Yeah. He has every single card that we have seen so far costs 2. So it looks like he is going to be a fairly rich hero with the additional doubles, but also a fairly expensive hero kit bordering on like averaging over 2, which is expensive, but he can tutor a double every single time he's in altar. So
I was going to say, I don't think it's going to be a big deal because his events effectively do 2 things, whatever the event does, and then the response and your ability. So it's hitting more things for the cost. So as long as you can, if you have a hand size of 5, you would basically, if I'm correct, you just need 1 resource generator on the board, and you can play 2 2-cost cards every turn.
Yeah.
And also trigger your hero ability. So before the double resources. So yeah, I like it.
What are your thoughts around meditation? Right, so very rich in alter ego. If you have meditation, you can exhaust and then play a hero or play a shapeshift card to ready him when you do flip in. You have ways to get down to alter ego with impersonation. I don't know. I think it could be kind of interesting. You run like really heavy like allies or something.
I've got a mixed feeling. Like I think if you're going really heavy on the allies, it would do very well. Not very good for their cost as well. But here's the thing: he's got high stats with the right upgrade. And all his cards are 2, so meditation inherently in his kit isn't going to have a lot of 3 cost plus targets, so it seems. So I maybe want to use his basic stats, not exhaust him for resources a lot of the time here. I'd have to see, but so far, I'm not sure. I'm curious. I also want to say impersonation. I really like thematically going alter ego. It's almost like Nick Fury in stealth form. Like you impersonate someone, they can't attack you anymore.
Oh,
yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the theme is cool here. The theme is really good.
I like it. Nice. With it, I can't not say intimidation right now. I can't get it out of my head. Imitation. Thank you. I needed to hear it before I could say it again. 4 threat removed and a fresh card draw. So I don't think that is. Oh yeah. No, I don't think that's correct. Oh, it can be if you don't flip down, I think is what we're saying.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Because the flipping down is a optional thing to do. Hulkling's partner Wiccan. So Wiccan's coming back. Do you think he's going to have the same kind of boost card synergy or anti-synergy as it is in my games?
I think they're going to completely change this design up. I don't think it's going to interact with the boost cards in the encounter deck is my guess here. But we'll see. My Wiccan, I think, hits more than yours. Yours is a Whiffin. Mine's a yes, we can.
yes, we can. Okay, tell me what Whiffin does.
Great question. So he's a 2-cost ally. Everything 2 cost. His name is William. 2/4, 1 attack, 2 hit points. Honestly, for a 2-cost ally, this is already fine. Maybe not what you'd expect from a signature ally, but good. But then we've still got the response and stuff. Avenger and Mystic traded. That's always nice, especially for like what's it called? Avengers Tower,
Mm.
Mighty Avengers, all the leadership stuff is. So Wiccan's looking pretty good for all that. Response: after you play Wiccan from your hand, search your deck and discard pile for an identity-specific event. That's good, and add it to your hand.
That's good.
Okay, this feels like Gamora's signature ally Nebula, who gets to search for what I think is any attack or thought event. I can't remember exactly, but it's kind of similar. But he seems to have some pretty good events so far. He's a very event-oriented character. So not only is getting that card into your hand kind of almost a one-cost refund in a way, because one of those cards you paid for has been replaced by a new card. It's a card you want, just like tutoring, it's control over what you get, and it's what you want already for the character. I like this.
Yeah, so it is from your hand, which all of the recursion stuff kind of breaks, but you can use this to go grab Impersonation to flip down if you need to go to Alter Ego for some reason. You can grab it for extra damage. Very, very, very flexible. I think this is really interesting. And it also like opens up, like if you somehow don't have an event in your hand to trigger your shapeshift upgrade, you can use this to go find one so that you can trigger it. Also, 2 thwart for 2 is pretty decent.
Oh yeah, like it's particularly if you're in armored form, or you could go to it, or you're just fine anyway. Maybe you're going Alter Ego because the Alter Ego ability is really good. You're not taking many hits. What I always say about all of the 2 for 2 HP characters, it is fine, particularly in solo. Just fought twice with them. Fought for 2, next turn fought for 2. He was for Justice that also had a response, basically. In that case, dividable, slower but dividable for Justice. I really like this. I think this is good. I don't play a lot of recursion stuff these days, but if you wanted to, there is. Has my mind gone blank on this?
Regroup?
Regroup is actually an option. Yes, I was thinking of the Alter Ego one that gets you an upgrade as well. Why can I not think of its name? But it came alongside Sidekick. Suit up.
Yeah,
I got
yeah. Nice.
Dust off the brain. Okay. There's a couple of options. Maybe I think MedLab lets you play it as if played from your hand, I believe. So, although you might not have the Avenger trait in Alter, yeah, but yeah, I think Wiccan's very good. I like that.
Yeah.
I like all these cards.
I really like this art as well. This Hulkling feels to me like he is one of the more flexible heroes, just like in terms of what he can do within his own kit. Like he just feels like if you need high attack, you got it. High thwart, you got it. And just ways to fix it to get into the right state.
Yeah, I mean, I do think he's going to be a bit like Spectrum because he can't change form on demand. You have to go Alter Ego a bit like Spectrum and then come back down in a different form, or in his case, go Alter Ego and get the card and play it. But it does require Alter Ego for perfect form control, unless you draw into the right upgrade at the right time. But they do feel pretty flexible. Like that balanced form giving him the thwarting response, I still think is looking very, very consistent. So yeah, I'm.
The other thing that is pretty cool about it is superpower training allows you to flip form. So I could see a world in which I throw superpower training out onto the table almost as a panic button to clear it when I need to switch into a very specific form at one point.
That's a really good shout. I like that.
That'd be cool. We have one more card, which is grabbing him his exact signature event he needs, which very well could be Shapeshifter. So Shapeshifter is a 0 cost. Hey, it's not a 2 cost. Look at that. He's a very inexpensive hero. Let's go. Wow. So as a hero action, this is a wild resource, 0 cost event, superpower card. Search your deck and discard pile for a shapeshift upgrade and add it to your hand. Seems good.
Is this just a 0 cost card that becomes a double resource?
Yes. Yes. He has 5 double resources in his deck.
That's actually insane because you could just do that. Search deck and discard pile. And it's going to trigger your ability.
Yeah.
And then, you could use this to grab Shapeshifter Strike to trigger your thing twice. But no, this is good. He feels strong. Yeah. How many of these is he going to have?
I think 1. This is 15 out of 15, so I assume 1.
Oh, yes. I didn't even look at the number.
Yeah, because
Okay, that makes
He
sense to
couldn't
me.
have more. It would be too good, right? Like he would be the richest hero in all of Champions.
I mean, you can use this card, and then I think you can use Wiccan to get it back. So you could potentially have
That's
like another
cool.
double, like that way.
That's sick. I like that a
Um,
lot. Okay, now I want to. Okay, now I want to play a two-handed game with Nova and Hulkling. Make the call on Miss Marvel from Hulklings and just recur Shapeshifter
oh,
over and over again.
you're already breaking the game. That's gonna be very good.
Okay, this is impressive. I thought he was I'm kind of surprised at this card. I think this is very good.
It's his best card in a way, right? Because in a way, it's all of his upgrades in a way, but it's also just a double resource.
And
So this is going to up his flexibility,
it's
and it triggers
it's
your it's an event
yeah.
that
Yeah,
triggers your
exactly.
shapes.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
it's his upgrades that trigger his upgrades. Like this is a card that turns into an upgrade and also draws you a card or pings
Yep.
2 damage. Seems
Yep.
wild. Oh my goodness, he's gonna hate
It's wild.
Thanos. If he gets snapped, oh, that's gonna be so sad. If all of his shapeshift forms get snapped away.
That's so funny. What if in Ultron? I can't remember the timing these days. I know they errated it. Could your thing become a drone? It could, right? The
Yeah.
shape you could build your whole deck around being a certain shape, and it could be a drone. But at least you can get stuff out your discard pile. So actually, not that bad.
Yeah.
Okay, Hulkling's got
Wow.
some stuff. It just yeah, don't lose the main scheme to Thanos.
Yep. Okay, so those are the Hulkling cards. We have protection cards that we're going to talk about, but tell me about Hulkling. What's your initial thought?
I was expecting a really fun form changing character, and instead I got a really fun upgrade reliant but event heavy character. And I like this. I don't know exactly what I expected. I know we sort of theorized in the podcast a bit. But I actually think this surpassed my expectations. I think this looks very fun. I'm kind of the person, I did this with Shira with her Black Panther upgrades. I'll pick the thing I want and I'll stick with that most of the game and I won't prioritize the other things as much. But here they're going to be double resources. So I feel like
Mm,
I'm completely fine doing that, particularly in two player where I might build into damage, have somebody else doing threat removal. I'll just go Hulk shape and I'm Hulk version 2 for the whole game, shall we say. And I'm fine with that, but I can also change if needed. And that's really fun. I only have good things to say here. I like it a lot.
yeah, he seems really really strong. I mean, all the way from 13 hit points, 3 traits, with one of them being, I guess, like one trait. Two of them only matter for strength and diversity, I think, right? Like there's no synergy with Kree and Skrull, but he
Not
is the
yet.
Avenger trait. Not yet. There you go. He is the Avenger
Mm.
trait, which is really cool.
Well,
Flexible.
with
Yeah, what's up?
I want to say quickly with winged shape, you can turn one have aerial for an extra
Yeah.
thing there. So
Oh,
if you're playing strength and diversity, you have kind of 4 traits guaranteed from turn one.
that's wild. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh my. Okay. Wow. Cool. I'm pumped. I think he's gonna be fun to sit in a specific shapeshift like you were talking about, or just kind of like go crazy and just do everything and try them all.
Mm.
Wow.
I'm wondering, like you build more readies into him, or more stat boosts. Sorry, then his chosen shape, the readying from it becomes more valuable. So there's definitely going to be some interesting builds with him. I feel like you can go more into stats, more into events. You definitely want to go quite a lot into events, I feel like. But there definitely feels like there's multiple different paths for him, which feels really good.
Yeah. Also, like, just make the call seems really good for him. I like it's already a good card, and now you throw 2 damage on top of it. Like,
Yeah, I
I
mean,
mean, yeah,
I'm
zero
thinking
cost.
about like make the call for 0 cost Ant-Man and just trigger my thing if I want to.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oof. I think yeah, he's gonna be really good in leadership. I think he's so rich that he can make I think almost any build work. Plus, he has the Avenger trait, so like they already like leadership.
I'm going to shout out that I think he's good in every aspect
Yeah.
because, for one, if you just start with winged shape, you have aerial decks in basically every aspect as one whole thing. And if you ignore winged shape, you can do non-aerial stuff. Like he has a high attack stat, so you can build into like attacky stuff. You can have a high defense stat, you can go full defense, changing fortune without retaliate and stuff. Like that's just
Mm-hmm.
kind of like and healing. It's kind of just built to go. And just this, I mean, I feel like we definitely have some questions over imitation shape, making them scheme when they would attack.
Yeah.
There's definitely some things you can do around that. That gets you card draw if you stick around with that form. I keep calling it form upgrade. Um, I like it. I like this. I feel like I keep saying that, but I'm
Yep.
really a big fan of this. Um,
Strength in numbers
yeah,
and
I'm
infiltration shape. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, because like strength in numbers just get you an extra card draw. That's wild.
sounds good.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Somebody called it out, and I just remembered it, and I was trying to go back and find it, so I apologize. But someone called out for aggression hone technique. He can get hone technique whenever he wants on the table because he can tutor a double mental resource, so he can immediately pay for the requirements of hone technique, which I think is pretty cool.
That's pretty handy. Yeah, the
Yeah.
kind of the tutoring resource thing could be really, really good for probably a few things. We've got like the multi-talented event. We've got 3 steps ahead. He could, if he starts alter ego, or if he can use his own falling event to go alter ego off turn, he can then grab something like wing shape, I think, and armor shape. Those are the ones with the split resources, like an
Yep.
energy and a mental or physical. Then he's got 2 out of those already sorted. The other one's Quinn carrier, potentially. So those feel anything that demands resources in general, I think we can expand that out to being very good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's I'm so excited.
Mm,
Sorry, I'm trying to find the. Oh, here we are. Zelleron. Yeah. Okay. So we've been getting chat telling us that the green cards are kind of insane. So I
okay.
am really pumped to dive into the best aspect and the new cards. Let's go. So Hulkling's shape-shifting abilities give him unmatched flexibility, but he can't do everything at once. Thankfully, he can lean on the tools. I don't know about that sentence, honestly. I think he can do pretty much everything he wants. Like, he does. I don't know if he
Yeah.
needs too many aspect cards. It seems like he's kind of got it. He's kind of fine. Anyways,
I do I do think there'll be times someone in like defense form won't be able to thwart, but I keep saying form with his armored shape upgrade. But he does seem very flexible. I think you're right. Overall, he looks very good. But we can go on. Sorry.
yeah. To keep him healthy while he's shifting shapes. Fellow Young Avenger Patriot, which this one's your time to shine or your time to read. I love it when the art goes in front of the text box. I like, sorry for cutting you off, but I love that.
No, I like that too. I was trying to think. We have Patriot as a champion traded leadership ally. Is that correct? Believe we do. I think he came with Einhardt's pack.
I'll
Am
look
I
it up.
thinking of a different character? I'm sure he is. This is how much we play Champions Leadership. But
Yeah,
he's a
yeah, we
free
do.
cost
We do.
ally. Yeah. Um, he's a free cost ally. 1 fort, 2 attack, 3 hit points. Pretty standard so far. Avenger trait. Really nice to see more Avengers, stuff like Earth's Mightiest Heroes in protection. This is already just an upgrade to Avengers in protection. Response. After you engage a minion, give Patriot a tough status card. Okay. I like that because you're going to play him. You're going to attack with him probably. The next turn, you're going to attack with him again. And then you might consider defending with him. But you've got a couple of turns where you have quite a high chance to get a minion. A couple of chances. Also, like, obviously summon a minion in.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so he seems like a pretty decent ally overall. Bringing some damage to, a little bit of damage for protection. But then you can either use that tough for another 2 damage or probably block a whole attack.
Mm-hmm.
Just keep him around, defend, or engage another minion, another tough, defend. There's going to be some stuff there, particularly if you're someone like 4, who's already an Avenger, likes Earth's Mightiest Heroes, likes engaging minions, has cards to do so. Tigra. This feels like a Tigra card in the wrong precon.
Yep. They put it in the
Okay.
box. It's close enough.
Yeah. What do you think?
I like it. Come get me, bub. We got so much minion summoning, and so like that's
Takes the
gonna.
past.
Ultron hates Patriot apparently, just like infinite
Oh,
defender, right? Like you just cool. I can
yep.
see this as being just like a way to defend every single round for some of these like high attacky green decks. I think Drax
Mm.
could potentially really. I don't know actually about Drax.
Drax wants to get hit.
Yeah, Drax wants to get hit. It's I like it. I think it's a really cool card that seems really strong in certain deck builds, but it's definitely not going in every single build I make.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. But I like this. This is an appealing ally. Like high top potential, but there's obviously a chance you play it, you don't find any minions. He's down to 1 health, and he's been maybe slightly underwhelming for the cost.
Yeah.
Until you do find one, but I like it. Is it too good? I don't think so. I'm thinking this reminds me. It reminds me a lot of the Martyr ally, who I think
Yeah.
is one more cost and has to defeat a minion. This feels a lot better than that. This feels. I'm starting to think this is a really strong ally. Hmm.
That
I guess it depends how likely you are to engage a minion.
yeah.
It is
Yeah.
it is good.
Simper just called out that it's interesting that it's not once per round. So if you block with him and engage a minion, you immediately get a tough back, which is pretty cool. And then also, it sounds like the Leadership Patriot has a different sub name than the Green Patriot.
Right.
So
So you could.
maybe like a Captain America situation where the mantle has been passed.
Yeah, I certainly recognize this green champion Patriot's name, sorry, as Elijah Bradley. So that's interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Tiger's going to absolutely love Patriot. That's insane. I think
That's an auto
also
included.
like Valkyrie will really like Patriots. I think that's fun. I really like
Yeah.
Valkyrie in green with always readies and stuff like that. Not like a defense Valkyrie, but like an always ready Valkyrie. She can get the aerial, and so you have ever vigilant as well. And so Patriot can just be at the defense strat because Valkyrie struggles with a lot of things, and one of those being not dying. Um, so
Yeah.
that's cool. That's cool. So that's Patriot. Avenger Patriot can also Avenger. I think that's also really important. Yeah, can consistently defend against enemy attacks thanks to his ability to gain a tough status card. Meanwhile, when Hulkling swaps to alter ego form, he can pop into a hidden base. Hidden base is a 2-cost support which comes with 3 stronghold counters. As an alter ego response, after you change form, you can exhaust hidden base and remove 1 stronghold counter and give your identity a tough status card. That seems wild. That seems
This
really
seems very good.
Ready for a Fight just got better.
Yeah, that gets a lot faster tempo from this. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you. This just seems like 3 tough status cards for a 2-cost support. It's slow. You're gonna have to change back and forth.
But ready for a
But
fight.
nonetheless, even if you, yeah. But even I was thinking, even if you get 2 toughs from this is worth its cost, right? If it blocks 2 villain attacks, it's worth its cost. If you block 3, it's big money and ready for a fight, as you say, really gonna increase that tempo. Yep, seems good.
Yeah, it seems so good.
It's
It is.
It's funny to me, like I was gonna say they introduced steady and stalwart, but now we're getting like toughs, which kind of gets around that. And we got 2 quite good ways to get multiple toughs in these first 2 cards they've shown.
Yeah. No Feet calling out Colossus really likes this. So that's fun. Yep, because if you ever deplete those toughs, you can flip up and have 2 of them at that point.
Yeah, actually, that timing works well if you flip with 0.
Yeah, it is a unique card, so it's not like limit 1 per character. It's unique, which is fine. I think they need that for balance, but
That's a big balance upgrade. Imagine you had 3 of them.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Or if you had, even if you had it where it was non-unique, but you could only have 1 in play at a time. Like I'm drawing a blank on anything that has that text on it, like armored vest, right? You can only have 1 armored vest.
Yeah.
But like I would run multiple of these just for consistency, just to get it right. Like seems also like this is a crazy turn 1 play. Like if you're able to grab this turn 1, like ooh, you're living good. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, very cool card. I mean, there's other heroes as well that can flip more than usual to alter ego to varying extents. Just Mars Morales, Spider-Man popped into my head.
Cable,
which is going to be me. He's already got more toughs. Cable would love a tough though. So yeah, I like this. Yeah, what a crazy card. I'm glad it's got the unique icon, I think.
yeah, from a balance perspective. This is insane. Holy cow. Yeah. Let's find decks to not put hidden base in, because I think that's going to be a little bit easier. I think like from a traditional defend, I don't know how frequently I'm throwing hidden base in, right? Like from a perfect defense build, I don't flip that often. Ready for a Fight changes that pretty significantly. And so like evaluating this
Mm.
without ready for a fight, like I think like no, Spider-Man I like to flip. Somebody that I would not want to flip down so that I could trigger all of my defense upgrades and everything.
Mm.
This seems really
But
good.
what I think where I think we differ, I don't really like perfect defense builds. I don't really like using my defense stat if I
Boo.
can avoid it. So
Boo.
I just like, but this card works great for me hidden base because I love having tough status cards. I just want to use my, let's say I don't dislike using my defense stat. I just prefer using my
Yeah.
attack and fort stat.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And this card suits me perfectly. And I do like going Ultra, particularly as, primarily two-player these days. It's a lot more easier for me to get Ultra outside of get ready for a fight. This card is huge.
So good. So freaking good. Okay. Wow. Yeah. I can't. I can't with this and ready for a fight. It just that's so good. Okay. Anyways, let's move on. So that's hidden base. Oh, oh yeah, what's up?
I also want to say they've given us like two multiple use tough kind of things here with Patriot and Hidden Base. And I wonder if that's because of the villains, the leaders that come in the Civil War box. We've got like Captain Marvel, who has overkill. Iron Man can build up his attack stat with his upgrades, things like that. Captain America can attack you and yoink his shield back.
Yeah.
So maybe these toughs are kind of giving you kind of a way to deal with those scenarios if you maybe didn't have one in your card collection. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Once you're all set up, Taunt. Hey, we know this card. Crazy art.
New art.
Crazy looking art.
If I was fighting a guy and he did this weird like side somersault in front of me, I would be annoyed. I would be taunted.
Yeah. I tried to attack him. So same as the one that we got in the insert previous champion pack here. The villain attacks you, other characters can't defend. Angel, thank you. And draw 3 cards.
So this is what you were asking about the armored shape one. If I'm defending a lot, why do I need the healing? It's because Taunt might make you get attacked an extra time, so that's kind of already useful.
Beautiful. Yes. Villain attacks you at -2 is effectively what that's saying. Right, because if you're taking it undefended,
yeah, but you get healed afterwards. This is an event. So good.
That's sick.
So good.
That's sick. I like it.
Plus to retaliate from armored shape.
Give me more. Give me more. Oh wow, this seems like a really strong precon. A sentence I have rarely said. Into attacking you and tell them I can do this all day. Villain, what does this do? Oh, sick art.
I really. This reminds me now. I got when I was revealing cards, I got to reveal "Come Get Me, Bob," which is another like quotation marks quote card, and they all seem to be pretty fun. So this is a 1-cost event defense card. Okay, here interrupt defense. When an enemy attacks, declare your hero as the defender without exhausting them. Okay, that's a really fascinating card. So this is a 1-cost ready, but you have to kind of defend. It doesn't ready you; it just stops you exhausting. Hopefully that makes sense. I think this is good.
It is. I think it's really good because it triggers your electrostatic armor. It triggers everything, and then if you do let any damage slip through, you get to heal off of his. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now because it's an event. That's cool. That's cool.
It reminds me of Indomitable, which is a 1-cost upgrade. When you defend, you can ready, right? I believe that's how that one works. This is an event, so it's less. You can't plan in advance so much, but it is going to trigger anything that triggers off defense events like Flow Like Water, and obviously for Hulkling, it's going to trigger his shape upgrades.
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty cool.
I don't know. This may have actually been what you were saying earlier, and it's taken me 45 minutes to catch up. But Change of Fortune triggering off a Hulk shape. So if you're playing defense events, then you can ping minions with the 2 damage from the Hulk shape.
I wasn't saying that, but now that you're saying it, I'm definitely saying it. That's very Shuri kind of coded. I love to play Shuri, and like maybe if I do have a minion, I'll basic defend to trigger her claws to be able to defeat that. Kind of almost the same thing here. I'll play some kind of event just to that's really good as well.
Yeah.
So that's 2 forms of his, which are potentially going to be really good to trigger Change of Fortune.
We got a question in the chat. So if I'm already exhausted, can I use this to defend? I don't. No Feed says yes. I don't think you can.
I don't see why you couldn't. You can declare as a hero without exhausting them, and exhausting is the part that would normally stop you from being able to do this. So since you don't have to exhaust, I don't see anything stopping this. There could be some weird line in the rules somewhere, but to my knowledge, you could be
Does
exhausted.
does draw their fire? If you're exhausted with Falcon, can you use it?
The difference there, though, is it doesn't say declare your hero as the defender as part of that. You have to be able to
Got
defend,
it.
but not exhaust.
Okay.
But this says declare your hero as a defender. This
Okay.
is why I think it's different. But this is definitely some of the wording that confuses me in Marvel Champions. It reminds me of one of Valkyrie's defense events or something.
Yeah.
But better.
I'm a huge
But
fan of this card.
yeah. And it's also just very iconic to say that line.
Yeah.
You're gonna bring this on. Oh no, I can't bring it on Falcon with Captain America's shield. No. Well, aspects are gonna aspect. But definitely take this on Captain America. I'm gonna use this.
Yeah. Chat's also calling out Nightcrawler. It's very similar to Bamf, where you can defend while exhausted using
Oh
Bamf.
yes.
So yeah. Cool.
Well.
So someone else, let me find Emperors. Can Drax use this? Absolutely. I think especially in multiplayer, where when you're trying to build up those vengeance counters, you can play this card on your teammate's attack to take another vengeance counter, and you also kind of get some damage mitigation there. What's up?
Yeah. I think this competes a lot with Indomitable. And for me, I wonder if maybe I prefer Indomitable, because that just lets you ready up after defending. So same result. I've defended and I'm ready.
Yeah.
And I think this is something you prefer. Maybe if you like events, and the other one's something that you prefer if you like to plan ahead, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of have their own niche.
Yeah. I think Hulkling definitely likes it.
Oh, he loves it.
Right. So like people who are more like built around events prefer this. I don't know. I think it's really cool. I just like the green cards.
Yeah. I'm not as this is obviously a lot more tame than Hidden Base and Patriot. My question is, do I take this? This competes with Indomitable and it competes with Desperate Defense to me.
Yeah.
So I have question marks, but I think it's a cool card and I like it.
Yeah. That's fun. Okay, so I can do this all day to defend without exhausting, then swing back with Excelsior. That's kind of fun. So what is
fun with the names?
This do?
I like this card already because I saw the weapon trait. So
Yeah.
Excelsior is a 1-cost upgrade. Kree and Skrull. It's coming. It's here. The traits are here. This is a restricted card, obviously because it's a weapon. Response: after your hero defends against an enemy attack, spend an energy resource, deal 2 damage to an enemy. This is fun. So there's a weapon that triggers after you defend, and this is very much similar to the Nova ally in protection. We have 4-cost ally. Doesn't see a lot of use these days, but that is when you're attacked, you can spend an energy to attack. And I think that comes before the attack. This is after you defend, spend an energy, deal 2 to that enemy. This to an enemy. So I can defend the villain's attack and I can hit a minion for change of fortune.
Yep.
Okay. Yep.
Wild.
Seems good.
Yeah.
This is very much Yarnborn, but instead of attacking, it's defending.
Yep. And it's not an exhaust. So you can do this as many times as you want. So Angel with Falcon would draw their fire. If you have a handful of lightning resources, you can turn that into an energy channel after you defend for everybody at the table.
Basically, yeah. I like this. It's very much like Yarnborn because that doesn't exhaust either. It kind of feels like they just made a protection version of it. But since I like Yarnborn, I think I like this. I like that it can go to any enemy, which is fun. So yeah, I think I like this card. I think it's specific to certain builds and characters. But that's kind of how it probably should be. So yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I feel like Change of Fortune, like one of the immediate upgrades to this precon is swapping in a Change of Fortune because I feel like Hulkling just loves it with this specific build. Probably like most Hulkling, of his, but this one, yeah.
I was thinking Hulkling with like a Quinn carrier, Excelsior. you don't even need the Hulk shaped form to be able to deal 2 damage now. You kind of have that locked in. I defend with my armored form, and then against the villain attack, then I 2 damage the minion by spending Quinn Carrier on Excelsior. Just seems good.
Just yeah, it's really cool. It's also like really cool to see like this card in the game. You know, it's a very iconic name.
The name is iconic. The art is actually pretty cool here.
Yeah.
I like the weapon. I don't know anything about this yet. My comics journey has not reached this far, but it looks cool. And one of the problems protection can have in solo in particular is, I guess at least in defensive protection, I should say, is finding damage to end the game. This is going to give you like at least a reliable source to like work toward that, even if it's only 2 damage. It's 2 damage you didn't have every turn, potentially. So I think it's pretty handy. I like that card.
I do as well. I want a ingenuity like upgrade for the other resources.
Yeah, but what trait would you have to have for it? Scroll?
For physical, I could see Gamma. I could see Gamma being the one. For physical. For lightning, I don't know. Gamma as well.
It kind of feels like lightning is kind of like often represents like movement. Could be quite a lot of different ones, I guess.
Ariel needs some more support, so give it to Ariel.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
Asgard. Okay. I like that shout. That would be a cool one.
Ooh.
Asgard would be a great one because Thor loves it. Yeah. Oh.
Great shout.
Nice. So long as you have enough energy, resources to spare. So with his ability to ship his shape into suits. Oh, geez. Okay. So with his ability to shift his shape to suit the situation, that's a hard sentence to read. Hulkling is a
tongue twister.
Yeah. Hulkling is a fantastic and flexible. Geez, they're just going all alliteration right now. To flexible, fantastic and flexible hero that can fill any role the team needs. I do like how they called him out as a fantastic hero. I hope that was very intentional as a shout out to like everyone thought that this was going to be the Fantastic Four box, and then they're like, no, he's fantastic too. Don't worry. So Hulkling and Tigra when Civil War releases in September, which is next month. Can you believe that? That's insane. Ooh.
I don't think I've ever played this game when the releases have been this constant, assuming they will arrive on time. But yeah, I like this. And I also want to point out, it says fight for your ideals as both Hulkling and Tigra, but I'm pretty sure we covered this in the last reveal, where people in the community had told us that these are characters that kind of maybe work for the other side in the storyline. So are they actually fighting for their ideals? Or are they hitting the other team? But that's fun. September is super crazy.
Yeah, I am excited. I guess like we didn't do a recap of these protection cards. Any of these that really stand out to you? I think I know. But...
the card I think I maybe like the most for what it is. This might surprise you. Is Excelsior, because I feel like it's really balanced. It's like a card that will go in some decks and be like, not all decks. Hidden Base, I'm going to shout out as a second one. I'm just going for a second one. I definitely really like that card. It feels very strong. I have to see it in practice, but that's what I like everything here. I can do this all days at my lowest. What about you?
Hidden Base seems just
seems
like it solves all of my problems. Well, actually, that and Ready for a Fight solves all my problems.
Yeah. These are good cards. I think apart from I Can Do This All Day, I really like everything, and I do still like I Can Do This All Day.
Yeah, I think I like I Can Do This All Day a little bit more. I don't think it's the most powerful card, but I think it's a interesting card. I'm excited to play around with it, especially I guess like probably exclusively in multiplayer. But I mean, like it is nice to be able to maintain the ready in true solo so that you can like thwart or attack.
Yeah. I think it competes with Desperate Defense there. Is the only thing. But if you're already exhausted, you could like, I don't know. It's got some stuff. It's kind of I'm gonna have to think about it. But I think anything with defense on it, you were gonna like it more than me. I think that's just the way it is.
That is true. We got a fun question from Guarismo in chat. Which upgrade are we grabbing first? Which one of the shapeshift upgrades are you grabbing first? We have, as you're thinking about it, just to recap, mainly for me. We got Hulk Shape, which is +2, +1 defense, and then deals damage. We have +2 thwart, forces enemies to scheme instead of attack, and then you get to draw a card when you play at an event. Armored is +1 attack, +2 defense, retaliate 1, heal some damage, and then Wing Shape is 1/1/1 aerial, and when you play an event, remove 2 threat from a scheme. Which one of these screams turn 1 play to you?
I think it depends if you're solo or multiplayer. Because for me, I want to go Hulk shape and I want to deal some damage. But I can imagine solo, you want to make sure you've got at least some forwarding covered. So winged shape. That's my kind of opinion. Hulk shape or winged shape. But it does depend on your build.
Yep. I
So
I think it also can depend on the scenario as well, right? Because
yeah,
if you start with like a claw, right, wing shape feels really good because if I can play an event and clear off one of those 2 side schemes that comes into play to start, like that feels really good. But if I'm playing like an absorbing man who doesn't have any threat, then maybe I'm looking for like a Hulk shape or something. Um,
I'm
yeah,
I'm
what's up?
I'm starting to think to just what you were saying now. I'm like, oh wait, I think Hulkling is going to be a really good, almost like tech hero, not like technology, but like um to counter specific villains, even accidentally, because armored shape with that retaliate immediately makes him an amazing Ultron counter, like amazing, just because he can get retaliate, and he can heal. But then winged shape, um, can bypass like some confusey stuff. But I was thinking imitation shape, when the villain would attack its schemes, go against someone like Magog who gets counters
Mm-hmm.
when they attack and has only a lower scheme stat. That's kind of good.
Yeah.
So there are, and Magog gets a lot of threat per turn, which again makes
Mm-hmm.
a forwarding bonus there. So it's going to depend on your player count. It's going to depend on your deck. It's going to depend on the villain. Doesn't feel like there's one go-to option that outshines the others in like every situation, which is obviously good balance. Uh, my
Yeah.
answer is all of them are potentially
All
good.
of them. Yes. I do. I think all of them with the default to wing shape if I am not sure. I think that's where I would go is I would probably default to
Mm.
wing shape just because it's the most flexible of them.
Heroes with 2/2/2 and their stats are just good, right?
Yeah.
Just can do what they need to. So the difference between having 1 in a stat and 2 in a stat in this game is tremendous. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's very good. And
Uh
Ariel.
and aerial, which is I mean like there's 1 or 2 cards that support that trait these days. So that is nice to have. Mark, thanks for always doing these videos immediately. It makes the article releases so fun. I love these videos. These are so much fun. Every time an article drops, I always go immediately to YouTube. Oh, that's fun. Awesome. Yeah, and if you're watching on YouTube, I never do this, but I did read that apparently it helps a lot. If you hit that like button, that makes the video just like way more popular apparently. So that would be wonderful if you could just like spare one of your likes for the video. I appreciate it. This box is gonna be insane. Civil War is so crazy because like we oohed and awed over the customizable scenarios, 16 modular sets, the cool like leader as villains, and then like also the PvP. Like I think that has the potential of being fun. Definitely not what I'm fixated on in this box at all because there's so much cool stuff and these 2 heroes, and I think I'm on Team Hulkling at this point over Tiger. What about you?
I'm definitely on Team Hulkling. I was already anticipating him more, and this has surpassed my expectations. I'm expecting myself to really like Hulkling. Hulkling has a little bit of Spectrum in him,
Yep.
and Spectrum is quite an unpopular character, I think. But I actually like Spectrum. I think Spectrum's a bit misunderstood, and I hope people really like Hulkling because he seems very dynamic. Loads of different paths you can take. Yeah, I think he just seems like Spectrum, but significantly different. Very much driven to play an event to trigger something, and I like those kind of characters too. But potentially he only wants to play 1 event rather than 2 because I feel like Gamora, Miss Marvel, Angel, those are 3 characters that play an event, get a response, but
Mm-hmm.
they have a second response that they can trigger potentially, like or an interrupt. I'm thinking like Embiggen and Shrink for Miss Marvel, but they kind of have 2 things they can trigger potentially per turn. Jubilee as well with her coat and glasses.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
He It seems like for Hulkling, unless you change your upgrade or play what is it, Shapeshifter Strike, which kind of takes care of itself. You're only doing 1 event per turn, which is still event driven, gonna make him quite and a high impact immediate kind of like hero. We're gonna give you room to do other stuff. So I only have good things to say, it seems.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gonna be really
What about you?
cool.
You
I'm on Team Hulkling. I think Hulkling
yeah.
he just seems so freaking cool. Gorismo, I don't have any word on content creator spoilers. I may not be in the rotation this set, or they just haven't come out, or they may not be doing them. So I don't know. I think usually like when they contact us for the spoilers, it's a little bit closer to the release than we are at now. So my guess is that if they are doing spoilers, if I am a part of that, then it would be within the next 2 weeks. Would be my guess.
Yeah, I don't do the spoilers anymore, but I would be very surprised if they didn't here, because it feels like they kept like a couple of mod sets back. It feels like they've kept or did they reveal those now actually? It feels like there's quite a few cards they could still show off.
Yeah. Cool. So let us know if you're watching after the fact or right now in the comments what you all think about Hulkling. What are you most excited for? What protection card really grabbed your attention, and why is it hidden base? Let us know. And yeah, I always appreciate and have so much fun doing these with you, Villain. So thank you. Yeah, it's always a blast. But I guess like we'll go back and record some more Shadow of the Cast, because that is what we were doing when we were pleasantly interrupted with a Hulkling drop.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks for having me here.
Awesome. Anytime. I appreciate it. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I guess I'll see you tomorrow I'm playing Slay the Spire tomorrow, so excited
Ooh.
about that. Alrighty, my friends. See you all very soon, and until then, have a fantastic day. Bye.
Bye.